皆さん、こんにちは。本日はユーロトラックシミュレーターをやっていこうと思います。夏休みということもあり、時間があるので、拡張版の DLC を購入してやっていきます。なんでもコンセール中みたいで、半額ぐらいで購入できるみたいなんですよね。今回のダウンロードコンテンツは、アルティメットエディション、一番いいやつを購入しようと思います。まだ購入していないマップは3つぐらい入っているんですよね。あと、大型の重量物の荷物もあるので、お買い得かなと思っています。詳細はこちらを確認すればわかると思うんですけれど、根源時点でマップをほとんど持ってない人はかなりお得だと思います。これまでゲームでここまで課金したのって初めてかもしれません。このデラックス版と拡張マップを1個増やせば公式で買えるやつは全て購入したことになります。デラックス版にはペイントなんかも入ってるみたいなんですけれど、派手なのは好きじゃないので多分使わないと思います。これが一番新しいマップだと思います。これは単品で購入しようと思います。とりあえず、このマップの PV をどうぞ。まずはプレイする前にいつものラジオをつけます。それができたらメールが来ているので確認します。とりあえずマップが増えていることをお知らせするメールみたいですね。
Good morning, it's LBC. I'm Clive
従
Ball
業員
with
から
you
うちのメールが入っていることもあるので、メール
We
が来たら
have been
必
keeping
ず
a
チェックし
close
た方が
eye
いい
on
です。
events in Clacton. The by-election counting is underway. It's been underway for hours, in fact, but well, we must be a little bit.
まずはダウンロード前の国際マップです。この辺りが結構空いてますよね。この辺りも今回加入した DLC でマップが持っていきます。これがダウンロード後のマップです。
through incredibly difficult conditions to bring the wildfires in the West Midlands under control. Several homes have been burnt to the ground in Stourbridge after a grass fire quickly spread. Nigel Farage has announced he won't attend the Clacton by-election declaration. The Reform UK leader claims he's been advised by Essex Police that there's an organised campaign to disrupt and degrade the results.
World of wonders, and you'll see a great deal too.
とりあえ
So
ず今
book
回
an
は新しい
appointment
マ
at
ップを見ていき
Specsavers
たいので、
today
普
for
通のト
free.
レーラーで運搬
£10
していこう
second
と
pair
思い
with
ます。
free glasses
重
from
量
a
物は機械
£65
の
and
動
above
画で
range.
やっていこうと思います。
Twice.
まずは荷物を引き
And
取りに行き
in
ま
many
す。
ways, this is the best time.
Oh no! This is absolutely the best time. I was honestly, I was trying to like pace how long.
I don't know.
Just been like fully in my life.
Yeah, it's probably mid-evening a good 15 years ago, something like that, 10 years ago. Maybe. Yeah, something.
Good work for me. Good work for me.
Well,
but no,
yeah.
I love these evenings, and that's one of the reasons why I'm up at the moment. Obviously, is that it is so hot here.
Yeah.
Suffolk, it's brutal. It's brutal. And the thing is, with Andy Burnham, of course, the Cobra meeting should absolutely have been, brought about at the moment, because please don't get me wrong, people's homes burned. I mean, that is beyond terrible. However, we have had, the ground, these fires for weeks now. We recently lost Dunwich Heath over here, which is absolutely heartbreaking. 210 football-sized areas we lost.
Yeah.
It is heartbreaking. And whilst I understand people, what I feel he should have even spoken to farmers, okay? That they are losing their crops.
I know.
Money's going to go. We have emergency services putting their lives on line. We have people that are losing their livelihoods.
Go straight on.
And so this should have been done so much earlier, because also the ground is so hard that when the rain comes, and it will, it's not going to soak, it is going to run. And there is going to be so much flash flooding.
Get ready to turn right.
And also, I will say, I actually have stage 4 cancer. It's fine. Been going 5 years. I'm having treatment.
Turn right.
But the heat is brutal. The heat is terrible. And my mum, I care for my mum. She has carers coming in and out. So I sort of leave it to them during the day and try and rest. I'm up at the moment doing medication and washing and preparing food.
Get ready to turn
during
right.
the day, it is relentless.
Yeah.
The heat at the moment is too much.
I agree. Well, lovely to talk to you, Emma. I really appreciate the call. Thank you very much for that. Hope things cool down for you very soon. I just got a message in here from Clacton. It's a statement from the returning officer, Ian Davidson, who I mentioned earlier. He is quoted as saying, "We work very closely with Essex Police. We will be continuing the count in safe and secure manner. I will not comment on security matters. We've been working closely with Essex Police. We just had a further meeting and there's no issue with continuing the count tonight."
Go straight on.
So I don't know quite what that means, really, how that tallies with Nigel Farage saying that he'd been warned about disruption to the count. It's very difficult to know one way or the other, really. Maybe we will find out at some point. Let's have a quick word with Karen in Dartford. Hello, Karen.
Right.
Hello, Clive.
Hi, what would you like to say? And you?
Well, I totally agree with Emma about Kent Binface. He's such a refreshing change. He does make me laugh. He's just brilliant.
Yes, well, we need a bit of that, don't we? Yeah.
And I really do hope he might have won, or he's got very close. That's why Nigel Farage is not there. And it's all a Trump hoax thing. It reminds me so much of Trump. The way he's speaking is just like... it's just like a book out.
I'll find a new route.
Quotes.
Yeah. Well, there are certainly, there are certain things out of the Trump playbook to say the least. Absolutely.
Recomputing.
He is going to win, though, and it will be interesting to see whether it works in his favour or not.
But how do we know it's going to win when they're still counting, though?
Well, I think we don't know for absolutely sure.
Maybe it's close.
Maybe it's close. I don't think so. I think the reason we know is because what you can actually see are the piles of papers.
Right.
And so unofficially we can sort of see that none of the others have got nearly as many piles. There's only one
Get ready
set
to turn left.
of a big tall pile of papers, and all the others are fairly small. I think that's the real answer. Karen, thank you very much. Joe says, "Clive, I just wanted to take a moment to reminisce about a significant memory I have from 2013. I remember listening to LBC. You were the first presenter to break the news about the Boston Marathon bombing. It was around about 8 o'clock in the evening, and that day is something I'll never forget, and your coverage made a lasting impact on me." Well, thank you, Joe, for sharing that. And 2013, then, that's around about the time I was on at 8 o'clock in the evening. You may well be right about that. I'm sure you are. Thank you, Joe. Right, more coming up. 0345 6060 973. But now, as promised, we are going to talk to Fevzi Turkup, who's the editor of GadgetDetective.com. And first on the agenda is Anthropic and the news about AI Claude. Morning, Fevzi.
Morning. So, Anthropic
standing on top of some of these overturned carriages.
Police are investigating after a 75-year-old woman died following a burglary at her home in North London. Officers were called to an address in Finsbury Park on Tuesday evening. The woman died in hospital the next day. And as the heatwave continues, searches for homes with air conditioning on a property website more than doubled. Rightmove says inquiries increased by 104% between May and July compared with the same period last year. LBC weather, a very warm start again for England and Wales before cooler and cloudier weather moves in from the west. Thunderstorms possible in the southeast, a high of 33 degrees. From Global's newsroom for LBC, I'm Daryl Jackson.
This is LBC from Global, leading Britain's conversation with Ian Payne.
AM.
In Ian Payne's house.
Yes, there you are. Well, I know you're listening in your thousands for the result of the Clacton by-election. Can't promise anything before, I don't know, as Farage himself said, 6 or 7 o'clock. Could be in our time, could be in Nick's time. Whenever it happens, we will be there. We'll try and find out exactly what's going on about this. Well, let me give you the right expression for this, because a Reform spokesperson has told journalists that there was a, quote, credible threat against Nigel Farage at the Clacton count. He's not turning up because he was told by Essex Police that there's been some kind of organised disruption. Ian Davidson, he's just speaking to Sky News, so we might be able to get a word with him, actually. He's the returning officer in Clacton and said his team will be carrying on with the count after speaking to Essex Police. He didn't contradict exactly what Reform and Nigel Farage said, but he certainly dampened it down. Mr Farage claimed that he was told by officers there was an organised campaign to disrupt the count. In a statement, the returning officer said that there was, quote, no issue with continuing. And I was just wondering which was the more bizarre story, that one or this one tonight, because there's no one to interview, really. Well, we'll try and get the returning officer, and we're trying to get... We've got the count bin face, so if it moves, we interview it. So Nigel Farage, if you're just joining us, is not going to the count because he says that the Essex Police had informed him of a, quote, organised campaign to disrupt the result. The first time a winning candidate in a constituency vote has not attended the count, since Bobby Sands, the IRA hunger striker in Fermanagh and South Tyrone in 1981. Mr Farage said, I am damned if I'm going to stand on stage having won a resounding victory and be demeaned and humiliated by nobodies. The returning officer has said, though, that Essex Police have told them everything's fine and they can get on with the count. So, who do you believe? Right, let's talk about things that are, I'm sorry to say, a little more worrying in many, many counts, and that is the fires that have broken out across the country. I have got, how about this, for a website, firemap.com, and it's just a live map of Britain with the biggest and smallest fires around the country. So, we've heard a lot, haven't we, about the ones in Birmingham, Solihull, because that was a fire cropped land, so it was tinderbox dry, and it eventually, just like it did in Havering over those years when it got to 41 degrees, it actually has set alight quite a few fires everywhere around that area. We've concentrated on those because they're the ones that have got the dramatic pictures, and the houses have just been, razed to the ground. Although the biggest fires of all, I'm just looking now, there's one in South Wales, really. South Wales is really suffering. Haven't heard many of them, but the size of the fires, and in the hills and the countryside, Bridgend, Newport, Merthyr Tydfil, in between Merthyr, where's this one?
At the roundabout.
Right, I don't know where that is. It's near Llanrhai, and there's another one in Llanfweld Wells, and also there was one in on Humberside. There's another big one which has just broken out. That looks like it's near Grimsby. Try and find it. So it's Scunthorpe. So it's everywhere, really, and it's although none in Scotland that I can see.
Caution,
they did have. They had one on Arthur's Seat, didn't they? Earlier on. So that's what we're doing now. We're actually looking at a live warning of the areas of the country that are on fire. Isn't it amazing? It really
Caution,
is. If you've got something to say, I'm never quite sure what a question is to ask people about fires or weather or something like that. But if you are near a fire, excuse me, you can be our eyes and ears and tell us what happened. And also, if you know anybody whose eyes have hurt because they looked at the eclipse without a colander or without sunglasses or whatever, let me know. There's quite a few videos around. Oh, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hear from Ian Davidson, who's the acting returning officer, after this short break. It's 4:15.
This is LBC.
Summer when you're a kid is the best, isn't it? Long days outside, not a care in the world. But for families facing poverty, it can be one of the hardest times of the year. School meals stop, childcare lands in your lap, the pressure builds. Bernardo's gets it. They're working alongside families with practical help to take some of that weight off. To find out more about their important work and how you can help, search Bernardo's.
LBC supports this message.
Deirdre, look, it's the Bottomleys this time, sliding across their car bonnet.
Leave them be, Philip. They're just claim confident.
Claim confident?
Yes, by doing their own car finance compensation claim, using the FCA's free tools to help. They'll keep 100% of what they're owed. I've just done ours too.
Caution, please mind the speed limit.
Deirdre? Deirdre? Come back here.
Start yours today with help from the Financial Conduct Authority. Search Claim Confident.
Ian Payne on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
OK, we had an enormous fire in the Cairngorm National Park here in the Highlands of Scotland, said Helen. It was miles long. It's raining now, though. Next week it's going to be wet. It's interesting.
Get ready for turn left.
No sympathy, says Mike, for these people that damage their eyes looking at the sun. We're told from day one not to, but the generation of today just proves they are stupid and cannot be told what to do. In my eyes, no pun intended, but it's natural selection for idiots. Wow, that's a bit harsh. Farage does not want to be photographed next to a guy with a bin on his head. This is true. I think that's got a lot to do with it, to be honest. Who else have we got here? Sorry, I'm trying to read as many messages as I can. Let's find out what is the news from Clacton and elsewhere. The news headlines, Daryl Jackson.
Reform UK leader Nigel Farage has announced that he will not attend the Clacton by-election declaration in which he's a candidate. He's claimed Essex police have informed him of an organised campaign to disrupt and degrade the result. But the returning officer for the by-election has issued a statement saying they've been working closely with Essex police, saying there is no issue with the continuation of the count. Andy Burnham says he will be speaking to emergency services on the ground, adding his thoughts are with those affected by the fires in Stourbridge. The Prime Minister has said it's awful to see the homes and communities hit by fires across the country as the heatwave continues. And 2 people have been taken to major trauma centres with severe injuries after a train derailed near Lewes yesterday afternoon. Several carriages flipped on their sides. LBC weather, a very warm start for England and Wales before cooler and cloudier weather moves in from the west later. Thunderstorms possible in the southeast, highs of 33 degrees.
This is LBC. Get unlimited video calls with vets from First Vet with Pets in a Pickle. For pet insurance policies as unique as they are, visit petsinapickle.co.uk.
The Big Heart's just got bacon. More smokiness, more crispiness, more deliciousness. With juicy beef, cheddar cheese and the Big Arch sauce. Now topped with crispy bacon. The Big Arch just got bacon.
Until the 28th of September 2026, served from 11 a.m, subject to availability.
Hi, Mum. Cornwall is absolutely stunning. We love it here. Of course, our Lee thought he was too tough for sun cream and got sunburnt immediately.
Have you got any sun cream?
Oh, he never learns. On the bright side, children's bus travel is free. So we've been riding him around everywhere to keep this lobster out of the sun. And we found this brilliant beach where we even saw a seal. Miss you tons. Love, Sally.
Enjoy great British summer savings, such as free bus travel for children this August. Funded by the UK Government.
This is LBC. Message Ian Payne on WhatsApp now on 0345 6060 973.
So we're still waiting to hear the result of the Clacton by-election. Let's go live to the count. Henry Riley is there for us. ETA for the count result? Any idea?
It could be on your show. It could be on Nick Ferrari's show. We reckon just after 6 o'clock, but these things do have a tendency to overrun.
それでは次週をご期待ください。さよなら、さよなら、さよなら。